The alien training arena was massive, an open metal circle surrounded by towering crystalline pillars that hummed with violet energy. Hundreds of cadets from dozens of species stood around the edges, their eyes fixed on the lone human girl standing at the center. She was young, barely 20, dressed in the dark gray combat uniform of Earth's United Colonial Forces. Her name was Lyra Hale, short, calm, unreadable. The aliens didn't bother hiding their laughter. She's so small. Humans always brag, but look at this one. Weak bones, soft skin, pathetic biology. Lyra heard everything, but she didn't respond. Her heartbeat was steady, her breathing smooth, almost cold. The Zyrex instructor, a 10-foot reptilian brute covered in obsidian scales, stumped into the arena holding a shock staff. The ground trembled beneath his weight. His yellow eyes glowed with cruel amusement. "Human cadet," he growled. "Your species claims adaptability, endurance, and combat intuition. Show us. Survive 1 minute." He activated his staff. Blue electricity snapped along its surface. The timer began. The Zyrex lunged. Lyra moved just enough to avoid the strike. Not fast, not flashy, just precise. The aliens laughed again. "That's it? She's just dodging. She can't attack. She's afraid." But inside Lyra's mind, calculations ran silently. The Zyrex moved with brute force, telegraph swings, predictable footwork. She watched the energy fluctuations of the staff. She mapped every weakness in his stance. 30 seconds passed. The instructor swung again, faster than before. This time the staff grazed her arm. Electricity snapped against her skin. The aliens roared with laughter. A faint blue spark slipped under Lyra's sleeve. She exhaled sharply. Her blood felt warm, too warm. Not now, she thought. The Zyrex lifted the staff high for a final crushing blow. "Time's up, weakling." But Lyra stepped forward, not backward. Her eyes glowed faintly, the pupils narrowing like a predator's. Blue light shimmered beneath her skin, tracing the shape of a swirling pattern on her arm. The aliens stopped laughing. "What is that? Is she emitting light?" The Zyrex hesitated for the first time. Lyra whispered, "My turn." She moved. Faster than before, faster than the aliens could track. She slipped past the Zyrex's guard, grabbed his wrist, twisted his entire arm behind his back, and kicked his knee out from under him. The instructor roared in shock as he crashed to the ground. Silence flooded the arena. Lyra stood over him, the faint glow spreading up her neck like living fire. The Zyrex whispered, trembling, "Human, what are you?" Lyra pulled back her sleeve. Her tattoo, an intricate swirling design inked along her arm, was glowing bright blue, pulsing like a heartbeat. "I'm human," she said softly, "and I haven't even activated combat mode yet." Gasps rippled across the arena. And for the first time, the aliens felt something unfamiliar toward her: fear. Training protocols changed the moment Lyra's glowing tattoo was recorded. The Academy guards followed her with scanning drones. The cadets whispered every time she walked past. Even high-ranking officers from alien empires visited the observation decks whenever she entered the arena. Humans were known as strategic, resilient, stubborn, but nothing about them was supposed to glow. Lyra kept to herself, sticking to basic routines. She ate alone. She slept lightly. She spent hours meditating in the gravity chamber. But the Academy wouldn't leave her alone. One species after another tried to challenge her, either to prove themselves superior or to force her to reveal more about her strange ability. She never used the glow again, until the night the Calyx ambush happened. The Calyx were a parasitic species, 8-legged crystalline creatures that resembled spiked spiders. They were not Academy students. They were predators. And somehow, they breached the Academy's energy shield. Lyra was walking across the lower deck when she heard the first scream. She sprinted toward the sound, rounding the corner to find 3 cadets trapped, 2 Silithians and 1 Meko, surrounded by a swarm of skittering Calyx drones. The parasites lunged. The cadets froze. Lyra didn't. She dropped low, sliding under a drone's legs and kicking it hard enough to shatter its crystalline shell. Another leapt at her face. She grabbed it mid-air and slammed it into the wall, fragments scattering. But more crawled from the vents. Too many. Lyra clenched her fists. Not yet. Don't use it. You don't know what happens if it spreads. A calyx pounced onto a Salethian cadet, sinking its mandibles into the alien's shoulder. The cadet screamed in agony. Lyra snapped. A deep, resonant hum rose from her chest. Blue veins of light ignited across her arms, racing into the tattoo, and beyond until her entire right side glowed like a star. The calyx stopped moving, paralyzed, sensing the energy. Lyra stepped forward, eyes blazing. Get away from them. She tore the parasite off the cadet with bare glowing hands. The creature hissed and disintegrated under her touch. The others shrieked and scrambled backward. Lyra advanced. She didn't just fight, she annihilated. Every strike discharged a shockwave. Every movement burned with energy. The calyx fled into the vents, terrified. When it was over, the three cadets stared at her as if she were a living myth. One whispered, voice trembling, What kind of human are you? Lyra's glow faded slowly, painfully. I don't know, she said. But I think someone does. Because the glow, it didn't feel like a weapon. It felt like a warning. And it was getting stronger. Word spread across the Galaxy Academy. The humans had sensed something new, something dangerous, something not fully explained by medical scans. Scientists demanded samples. Commanders demanded reports. Alien species speculated wildly. Some believed Lyra was genetically engineered. Some thought she was a weapon. Others thought she was cursed. But the truth was far stranger. She wasn't modified. She was born like this. Her father had been an explorer who vanished in an uncharted nebula. Her mother never spoke of what happened during his last mission. And Lyra, she inherited something from him. Something ancient. A few days after the calyx attack, the Academy summoned her to the central chamber. The Zyrex instructor, still limping from their first fight, stood beside a tall silver holographic console. Cadet Lyra Hale, he growled. The council requests a demonstration of your ability. Lyra crossed her arms. No. Gasps echoed. The Zyrex bared his teeth. This is not optional. Lyra took a slow step forward, her voice dangerous. Whatever this is, I don't fully understand it. And I won't be your lab experiment. Before the Zyrex could respond, the alarms blared. Red lights flashed. A deep computerized voice echoed through every corridor. Warning. Unknown warships exiting hyperspace. Planetary defense grid failing. The Zyrex froze. Impossible. The walls shook violently. The Academy trembled. Lights shattered overhead. Lyra felt it before anyone else, a surge of energy in her blood. A pull. A vibration. She whispered, They're here. Who? The instructor barked. Lyra looked up, eyes glowing faintly. My father's hunters. The ceiling cracked. The entire Academy shook as a titanic shadow passed overhead. Alien cadets screamed and scattered. Metal beams rained down. Through the shattered dome, everyone saw it. A massive, blade-shaped warship descending from the clouds, black as the void, covered in pulsing violet veins. The Draken Dominion, a species so old, so ruthless, that most believed they were myth. The Zyrex whispered in terror, We're going to die. Lyra stepped forward, the glow rising uncontrollably. No, she said. They came for me. The Draken warship opened like a mechanical flower, releasing thousands of sleek hunter drones that swarmed toward the Academy. Panic erupted. Alien cadets ran for cover. Defense turrets activated, firing streams of plasma, but the drones were too fast. Lyra stood at the center of the chaos. Her heartbeat thundered. Each pulse made the tattoo blaze brighter. A voice echoed across the sky, deep, fractured, ancient. "Return to us, Starborn." Lyra's blood froze. Starborn. The word stabbed directly into her memories, into the stories her father used to whisper when she was young. Stories of ancient humans who wandered into forbidden nebulae and came out changed. Humans who could channel cosmic energy. Humans the Draken hunted, fearing what they might become. Her father had been one of them. And so was she. The Zyrex grabbed her arm. "Human, run." Lyra pulled away, calm and steady. "If I run, they'll kill everyone here." The instructor stared at her glowing form. "What are you going to do?" Lyra looked at him. "End this." She walked toward the shattered courtyard as the first wave of hunter drones descended. They detected her instantly, every unit redirecting toward her with metallic shrieks. Lyra raised her hands. The tattoo fled, no longer blue, but white-hot. The ground cracked beneath her. A blast of energy erupted outward, a shockwave so powerful it vaporized the first 50 drones instantly. The rest recoiled, screeching. Lyra stepped into the air, lifted by the energy itself. Light streamed from her eyes, her arms, her chest. The aliens below watched in stunned silence. She wasn't fighting like a human. She was fighting like something far older, far more powerful, something the Draken feared. The Draken ship aimed its main cannon downward. A swirling black-violet beam charged. Lyra extended her arm. The beam fired, and she caught it. The force pushed her backward, tearing trenches through the courtyard, but she didn't let go. Her glow intensified until the sky itself brightened. She screamed, unleashing all the energy within her. The beam shattered. The warship cracked down the middle. A final burst of light erupted from Lyra's body, silent, blinding, pure. When the light faded, the warship was gone. The drones were dust. The sky cleared, and Lyra collapsed. The Zyrex instructor rushed to her, catching her before she hit the ground. She opened her eyes weakly. "Did we win?" The Zyrex looked at the sky, speechless. "Human, you just saved the entire academy." Lyra smiled faintly. "My father always said, humans adapt." Then her tattoo flickered, once, twice, and settled into a soft, steady glow. A warning, a promise, and a beginning.